Hello everyone, this is Daily Makoto News, and today is officially the first day since the Makoto trailer has actually came out. So we start off in this place, most likely a cave called the Lowlands. I feel like that's what it's called because that's the name of the trailer. But we get a good look around the place. There's nothing really to be seen that is spiking my curiosity, at least. And eventually we start getting these messages, and we get to realize that this guy is kind of just waking up. I don't know if he fell down from where he was at, but that's probably the case. As he starts to get up, he takes a look around once again. He says he feels awful, which, given the situation he's in, is most likely true. And then we get this PM saying, "I am about to die." That's most likely the injury check system. And then we get this magic. Not only do we get this magic, we get a tab menu full of these weirdly named UI things. Now we also get a good look at the status effect system and the human kills. Also, the characters have unique descriptions for each of them. He takes a good look at the quartz, most likely because it's an important feature later on in the game. And then he goes and walks off once again. We also get a good look at this mission board, which is probably going to be some of the gameplay. But then he names that it's outdated, so this place is most likely abandoned or doesn't really get used anymore. We get a look at this new character with a different kind of weapon, a sword, which is probably going to be a common weapon. Now this is where they get to show off the dialogue system. We haven't really seen this yet, but they start conversing in a way that is very different from what I'm used to, at least in the other roleplay games I've played. They start talking through dialogue. They begin to talk about whispers throughout the song Within the North. I have no clue what this means. This is literally the first trailer. We have no idea. They talk about stuff like chanting in the ocean a lot, so I'm assuming that's like a key point within the game. A man that lies within this very coast. I've heard this many. Starts proclaiming that he's heard from many men that this is him, the person that he's talking to. He proceeds to tell him to shove a bottle up his ass, which is kind of funny. But we get a cool look at the camera pan system. Once again, it just pans over to the bottle for some reason. I don't know how this is going to work in lore events, but it's a cool concept, and I can't wait to see how they're going to do it. And then we start to see that the guy is clearly getting angry. The fact that he just got here just for the fact that this guy does not really respect him at all, is not really having a conversation with him. And then they start talking about how the person that told him this is lying, but not entirely. This is left up to speculation. I don't really know what could be said. He's claiming that the man himself is not really him, and that the person is still around. And then they start talking about the beginning of the tidal wave, which must be some kind of event within the game. Once again, this is the first trailer, so we don't really know much. I have a feeling that it's related to you is a really bizarre statement from the guy with no name. What he means by this is unknown, but we'll find out in the future, I'm sure. And then he repeats the same line he said before, "Take that bottle and shove it up your ass," which is that's kind of wild. And then he gets mad and runs off. But the camera pans onto the guy, and then we get this little icon at the bottom, which also shown from Squaw is a auto-saving feature, which is weird considering this is a Roblox game. But yeah, that is the trailer. So this is the first official news that we've had from Makoto, or really a sneak peek as some would call it. But honestly, knowing Ozzy and Squaw, we've got a lot more coming, and I'm thinking it's looking like a Makoto winter, guys. Stay tuned for tomorrow, but we got official Makoto news coming tomorrow. Alright, peace out.